an interesting one with the Ulster players this season. We know that there's been a lot of high-profile names have left the club and not too many that have been brought in. But one guy that has come in, so to speak, the side door into Ulster, given a very short-term contract, is a guy called Zach Ward, who played in the sevens at the Olympics, was unbelievable. Arguably Ireland's best player, scored a cracking try against New Zealand. Lovely hitch kick, took his man on the outside, scored in the corner. Only for a couple of brain farts by Ireland in that game, they probably would have went on and possibly made got a medal place. But that's all been and gone, and now he finds himself in the door as a back three player for Ulster. Rewind the clock, Donny. This guy played in the back row, underage rugby, 105 kgs, very athletic. Loved the rough and tumble of being in the pack, and he played a lot for Ballinhinch rugby club in the back row. And then he, of course, moves to sevens, and I think his athletic ability is sort of taken over. He doesn't need to run around smashing boys in defence and carrying the ball into brick walls every time he gets it. He is a guy that loves open space. He is a guy that can use a bit of footwork, use that athletic ability to beat a defender, to make a line break, to make something happen. And you just look at Ulster's sort of injury woes. Michael Larry played a lot on the wing, albeit extremely well at the end of last season, but Balakoon was out for large parts. Jacob Stockdale, of course, he played last year pretty consistently, but the year or two before that, he was out for long spells. So maybe Zach Ward is a guy to really look out for this season if he's given the opportunity. Will that happen this weekend against Glasgow? I'm not so sure, but all the coaches have been raving about how positive an influence Zach Ward has been, and can he make that transition from sevens rugby, Ireland sevens, being at the pinnacle of his game, into 15s club rugby with Ulster, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Zach Ward goes. One name to be talking about here, Donny, and that's Kieran Frawley. Feels like I've been excited to see Kieran Frawley for the last 5 years, and every time I've pitched up to see him, he's pulled out in the warm up. I know we've chatted about it at length about how many times you want to pitch up and see him play, and then all of a sudden he's on the bench, and then he's playing in the back three, or he's playing in the centre, and he's been playing out of position. And it doesn't matter how loud we beat the drum, the media beat the drum of him playing at out half. It just didn't seem to work last year for him. He nearly won the Champions Cup final for Leinster with an emphatic drop goal, but he did back that one that he missed up with one straight between the uprights against South Africa when he come on the field for Ireland. He played fullback when Ireland lost to England in the Six Nations. He came off the bench, and there was a lot of reshuffling going on in that game in the back three. And yeah, he was caught out, I think once anyway, with the chip over the top where he tried to gather it, and the ball was taken from him, and England went in and scored. And I think he just has so much more control at out half. He's able to influence the game much more at out half, and he's shown that with Ireland in the summer tours. And yes, is he behind Jack Crowley? Yes, of course he is. But I tell you what, big season for Leinster this year, and he could find himself getting a few more caps for Ireland as the season goes on. So Kieran Frawley, for me, the man to watch for Leinster. I'm going to go for somebody who wasn't talked about at all last season because he didn't play. He's 50-plus caps for Argentina, and he has huge pedigree, and that's Santiago Cordero, who plays on the wing, and with Matt Hansen on the other wing. We all know that Connaught like to shuffle their back three around. Very rarely is it the same, but Cordero can really make an impact. He's been slightly leapfrogged by Carreras and Delgui for Argentina, but when called upon, he does a job. He really does. He was involved in the summer tour there, or the Tri-Nations, as I still call it, the Rugby Championship for Argentina. He played in, I think, the first defeat to Australia where they lost by a point, but he is a serious operator. Played for Exeter, played for Bordeaux, only a couple of appearances for Connaught. So for him, this is a huge year. He only signed a 2-year deal with Connaught last year. Obviously, been ticked off, not the way he wanted to go. So I'd expect a huge year from Santiago Cordero for Connaught.